Freeze the frame at exactly 14:02. Don't look at Monique's face. Look at the reflection in the window behind her. Right there, that isn't a shadow. That is the distinct outline of a producer stepping into the frame to hand off a piece of paper. And if you blink, you miss the split-second eye contact Monique makes with someone off camera before she suddenly remembers the details of the leak. We are being told this is a spontaneous investigation. We are being told Monique went Sherlock Holmes on the cast. But the editing in this sequence tells a completely different story. This wasn't a discovery, it was a handoff. What we are witnessing in Season 10 isn't just a feud. It is a meticulously crafted fourth wall breach where the production team has weaponized Monique to execute a hit on a veteran cast member without getting their own hands dirty. The narrative suggests Monique is the mastermind. The raw footage suggests she is merely the vessel. Today, we are dismantling the edit to prove that the leak investigation is actually a production trap designed to force a confrontation that never happened organically. To understand the trap, we have to look at the setup. Rewind to the beginning of the episode. The pacing here is incredibly specific. Usually, when a housewife discovers a rumor, the cameras capture a chaotic, messy realization. The audio is overlapping, the camera focus is shaky, and the reactions are visceral. But look at this scene in the kitchen, it's sterile. The lighting is perfectly balanced. The sound mix prioritizes Monique's voice over the ambient noise. This screams, reshoot. Notice the device in her hand. When she reads the text message supposedly confirming the leak, her scrolling speed is inconsistent with someone reading new information. She is skimming. Why? Because she already knows what it says? She isn't processing information. She is performing a reaction to information she received in a pre-production meeting. The first clue is the lack of cognitive delay. In psychology and behavioral analysis, when a human being receives shocking news, there is a microsecond of processing, a furrowed brow, a pause in breath. Monique delivers her line about the leak with the rhythmic cadence of a rehearsed monologue. There is no pause. There is no breath. It is a straight delivery, indicative of someone who is executing a beat sheet provided by a showrunner. Now, let's break down the villain edit and the architecture of the scene that proves this theory. We need to talk about the concept of Frankenbiting, but visually. Look at the cut at 1845. Monique is explaining the timeline of the leak to Candiace. Watch Monique's shoulder. In the wide shot, her shoulder is covered by her hair. In the immediate close-up, her hair is behind her shoulder. In the reverse reaction shot, her hair is back in front. This conversation didn't happen in one linear flow. This was stitched together from multiple takes. Why does this matter? Because it suggests the producers needed her to rephrase the accusation until it landed specifically on Gazelle. They weren't satisfied with the organic conversation. They needed the specific soundbite that implicates the veteran. Furthermore, observe the listening shots of the other women. This is where the editors truly manipulate the narrative. When Monique drops the bomb about the blog leaks, the camera cuts to Ashley Darby. Ashley looks guilty, shifting in her seat. But look closely at the background of Ashley's shot. The time of day has visibly changed compared to Monique's master shot. The lighting is warmer, the shadows are longer. Ashley's reaction shot was likely pulled from a completely different part of the conversation, perhaps regarding a dinner order or a trivial comment, and inserted here to manufacture a sense of guilt that wasn't actually present in the room. This is the Kuleshov effect, weaponized for reality TV, placing a neutral expression next to an accusation to create a narrative of complicity. Let's dig deeper into the prop strategy, the folder, the binder. The physical evidence. Monique brings out printed screenshots. Pause at 22:10. Look at the formatting of those papers. Those aren't standard iPhone screenshots printed out at home. The margins are clean, the resolution is high. The text is enlarged for camera legibility. Who prepares props that are optimized for HD cameras? The art department. A regular person printing texts usually ends up with small, unreadable fonts. These documents were prepared to be read by us, the audience, not just the women at the table. The existence of these TV-ready receipts is the smoking gun that production facilitated this reveal. The strategy here is insulated destruction. By feeding Monique the info and giving her the edit of a righteous crusader, production sets her up for a fall. If the audience buys it, they have a great drama. If the audience, like us, catches on, Monique takes the heat for being thirsty or scripted, while the producers remain invisible. It is a win-win for the network and a potential reputation suicide for the talent. Notice the body language of the producers during the confessional interviews interspersed throughout this arc. Usually, producers prod for emotions. How did that make you feel? Here, Monique's eye line in the confessional is slightly higher than usual. She isn't looking at the producer. She is looking at a recall monitor or a note. Her recounting of the events lacks the emotional jaggedness of trauma or anger. It is clinical. She is reciting the official story. This brings us to the verdict. What does this mean for the future of the show? The fourth wall on Potomac hasn't just been broken. It has been demolished. The show has moved from documenting interpersonal conflict to manufacturing proxy wars using the cast as pawns. The evidence is undeniable. The continuity errors in the hair, the unnatural lighting of the discovery scene, the high-definition props, and the sterile delivery of the lines all point to one conclusion. Monique didn't find the leak. She is the leak. But she's leaking what the producers told her to leak. This isn't a redemption arc for her. It is a sacrificial lamb strategy. They are using her explosive energy to clear out the dead wood of the cast, and once she has served her purpose, the edit will turn on her, revealing her inconsistencies to justify her exit. We are watching a game of chess where the pieces think they are the players. But looking at the editing timeline, the hand moving the pieces is clearly visible if you know where to look. And right now that hand is pushing Monique directly into a trap she can't talk her way out of.